Hello, my name is Slick, and welcome back to my Feed the Beast series. If you're returning, and if you're not, well, welcome to my Feed the Beast series. Sitting on top of my tree farm here, and I have noticed that I have neglected to bring you a feature on my wheat farm. Now, this is pretty basic combine, and they're just called plain farms. Combination of those two. Uh, just to get the wheat out, but I have also added an automatic compost factory so that our biomass production is 100% taken care of. Don't even have to touch it. We constantly have a full supply of compost. I thought I saw a creeper. That was crazy. It's just the sugarcane floating through there. Constantly have a supply of compost, and we can grab whatever wheat we want when we need it. But the sugarcane comes through here. If you have not seen it, I have an episode detailing this whole setup. 4 floors of sugarcane run off of 2 sugarcane farms from forestry, the old forestry farms. I believe they are going the way of the multi-farm now, so they might actually be getting rid of this technology. But I mean, you can always adapt. Adaptation's half the fun, right? Making it your own. But here's what I've got going on. I'll try to ignore the compost for a couple seconds here, just so you get the grasp here. If you look at it from this angle, and something like this, these 3 items are all that you need for an automatic wheat farm. That you'll get chestfuls of seed, and chestfuls of wheat. Now, in order to keep that from running constantly, I have this gate set up. Thought it was that gate. Where do I have the redstone signal coming from? Technical difficulties. Oh, okay. This gate, which is reading off of this chest, says if the inventory is full to give a redstone signal. Then using vanilla redstone tactics, put a block on top of it. That powers this block, which turns off this when the inventory is full. And that redstone, if it's on, it would be powering all 3 motors. And the motors are fueled with a continual loop of blaze rods. I have it set to pump them out when the pipe's empty. That gives a nice 1 at a time, kind of slow deal. Now, I had these all as golden pipes, but it was almost going too fast. They weren't being pulled into the pumps when they were being needed, or the engines when they were being needed. So I had to slow them down a little bit. And they just loop back around into the chest. I want them to go rather slow so that there aren't that many entities floating around the world. That's how you get lags. You get too many projects with too many entities floating around in the area. I almost didn't do this because you get so many projects going on. There's I don't know, 6 or so many entities in this area at any time. Well, if you have 10 projects like that, that's 60 entities floating around at any time. So I try to avoid this as much as possible. But when it's going, it's a constant supply of energy for the engines. So it's, kind of a double-sided coin there. So the engines turn on. These ones plant seeds, and the combine harvests them. The combine doesn't have an interface. I got the gold pipe saying to output the wheat to the chest, and output the seeds on all three sides so that it goes to both. It needs to replenish the farm, so it'll distribute them evenly between the chests, or the farms, and it will put it in the chest. Now there's it actually will overfill the pumps. It will overfill the farms. So you got to keep an eye on that too. If it's running all the time, then you can pull them out. I've even pulled out all 3 stacks. You know, and it'll go back up to being full again. So it's if you don't do that, you'll get entities laying on the ground thanks to the buildcraft pipes. They'll just, you know, try to push it in, and then they'll just pop out. They'll probably fall all the way to the abyss at this point, but you know, more entities in the world. So if you worry about that, then you got to keep an eye on them. But if it's not running all the time, like I just have it running whenever we need compost, because that's the only time that this chest is getting anything pulled out of it. It's not so bad. As you can see, we've got all the seed that we need. Thinking about hooking this up to an ender chest and then porting that out to a seed seed crusher, seed extractor, seed oil extractor, whatever that thing's called. So yeah, that's that. If we look over here to the compost section, then this is the on and off trigger for the whole thing right here. If there's space in the inventory, then put out a redstone or a red wire signal. As you can see, this is our compost chest that I looked at when I was over in the fermenting room. That red pipe signal comes over this structure pipe and feeds into here. Now this is set as an AND gate, so machine off, give out an energy pulse. It's not doing it now because the red pipe signal is not coming in. Okay, I just noticed a redundancy. That bottom line was redundant. It was an older setup from before I had this going on. So red pipe signal, you give out an energy pulse, and that's hooked up to this macerator. Maybe I should work this front to back here. Wheat comes through here, which is turned into plant balls by this auto crafting table. Those will only pump out. Oh, that's why I've got that. Oh, geez. Machine off. Oh, it turned on. All right. So you can hear it farming all around us. And as it's farming, it's replanting behind it. Right there. Alright. Now this is so that the macerator does not fill up. But it turns the wheat into plant balls. And whenever these are both activated, it sends it to the macerator. The macerator grinds the plant balls into sand blocks. And then the macerator turns it into sand blocks, in which it puts into this chest. Just whenever there's something in it, it'll pump it out. Pump into that chest, and if we get a vantage over here, this auto crafting table is set to take the dirt. and turn it into compost. So this will only work, this is set to pump pretty much all the time, well, when there's items in there. This will pump whenever there's dirt, it'll make compost. So by eliminating, by making sure that there's no dirt being produced, we can turn off this whole system. So yep, got a generator here to run the macerator, and that is fed by a simple AND gate, inventory empty red pipe signal, and then that's just a red pipe signal energy pulsar, Arctic gate, and get our blaze rods that way. Now remember, fuel needs to be pumped in from the bottom of a furnace. It took me a couple times to get right. So I think that about covers it. I wanted to structure pipes so it didn't interfere with any of the other pipes. Red wire and red pipe do not interact, so that was okay. I think I've covered just about everything. Alright, any questions, feel free to leave them behind. I can make an amendment to the video or answer them in the comments. Otherwise, I think this was a success. Alright, thank you for watching. As always, good luck and good hunting.